So Palantir's earnings just dropped, guys, and let me tell you, man, the stock's moving across the board here. We popped to 150 initially, almost 151 actually. Then we dumped down to about 142, and now we're up about $2 after the bell. So let's dive into the charts a little bit here, and most importantly, the earnings. We'll break down the numbers. The earnings are released, the whole 9 yards, guys. So let's dive into it, starting off with the headline numbers, which they double beat. Adjusted EPS came in at 33 cents versus the 28-cent estimate. Very nice, 5-cent beat, as sales beat by about, let's see, 1.63 billion versus 1.53 billion. Very nice beat in sales. And their guidance, guys, they raised their full year 26 guidance from 7.18 to 7.12 roughly billion to now 7.65 to 7.66 versus the 7.26 billion expected. So double beat, and they raised their guidance. And on top of that, well, there's a lot more, which we're going to get into here in the actual earnings release. And like I said, the price action is a bit all over the place. It's currently about 427, so the call did not start yet. And of course, it's going to go even crazier during that call in either direction. But I feel like we might be breaking through here soon, considering that guidance. But we're not yet on the charts. Keep that in mind. We're still kind of in this descending triangle. I mean, we are. You guys see it clearly. We've been making lower highs into the support at about 125, 130. So this is a very critical spot for the bulls right here at about 145, 150, 155. They need to break through there. And full disclosure, guys, I'm long Palantir. I've owned it now for not like years like some people have, but I've owned it for about 2 years, give or take a little bit. I got in, my average is $20 a share, so I'm in before the meteoric rise. I took profits at about 180 on a good chunk of my position. I think 50-60% of it, right around 180 at the end of last year, and I'm holding the rest. And look, if this thing breaks through here, I might hop in it as a trade as well, as I think momentum could pick up pretty drastically. So let me jump into the actual numbers right now, and you're gonna be mind blown here, guys. I mean, these earnings were pretty strong in my opinion. Palantir reported U.S. revenue growth for Q1 of 104% year over year. You guys see the headline right here as they raise their guidance like we talked about, and we can see their revenue guidance for U.S. commercial revenue. We'll dive deeper into that later in the video, but that, I think it was raised to 120% year over year for full year 26, 120% growth. Think about that. So let me zoom in a bit here so we can see the highlights from Q1, and I'll bring my big old head down here and I'll minimize my screen, guys, so we can see what's going on. So again, revenue grew 101%, or what was it, 104% U.S. revenue growth year over year, and 19% quarter-on-quarter revenue growth to $1.28 billion. And U.S. commercial revenue grew 133% year over year and 18% quarter over quarter to $595 million, as government revenue in the U.S. grew 84% year over year and 21% quarter over quarter to $687 million, man. Insane. We can see revenue grew. So yeah, the U.S. revenue grew 104%. Okay, I should have made that clarification earlier. U.S. revenue grew 104%. Overall revenue grew 85% year over year and 16% quarter over quarter, and they closed 206 deals of at least $1 million, 72 deals of at least $5 million, and 47 deals of at least $10 million. And the closed contract or total contract value of $2.41 billion, that's up 61% year over year, $2.41 billion, guys. And they closed, let's see, $1.17 billion of U.S. commercial TCV, up 45% year over year. Let's see here some other numbers. U.S. commercial remaining deal value of almost $5 billion, $4.92 billion, up 112% year over year and 12% quarter over quarter, with GAAP income from operations of $754 million, representing a 46% margin with adjusted income from operations of almost $1 billion at $984 million and representing a 60% margin. You guys can see adjusted free cash flow, that's important, of about $925 million, representing a 57% margin. And you guys can kind of see here, these are the amounts in thousands. Q1 financial summary, you guys see the revenue, the year-over-year growth, again, 85%, income from operations, adjusted income from operations, and again, cash flow, adjusted free cash flow, important to look at, 57% margin there, and looking at what they expect for the new year, or not the new year, but the current quarter. I don't know why I said new year, guys. Revenue, we said this before, but I'll say it again, of between 1.79 to 1.8 billion, and adjusted income from operations of between 1.06 to 1.067 billion dollars. And for the full year, they raised their revenue, right? We talked about that number before, and they raised their U.S. commercial revenue guidance in excess of $3.22 billion, representing a growth rate of at least 120%. And they're raising their adjusted income from operations guidance to between 4.44 to 4.45 billion, and they also raised their adjusted free cash flow guidance to between 4.2 to 4.4 billion, and they continue to expect GAAP operating income, which is important, and net income in each quarter of this year. So in my opinion, guys, look, based off of those numbers, based off of that, this quarter was super strong. U.S. revenue at 104% growth year over year. Guidance is super strong. And the stock's already starting to move. If we pull the chart back up, and I think this is going to pick up. Well, I don't want to say it's going to pick up, because if it doesn't, you guys are going to be like, oh, Stas, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. But listen, man, I think during the call, assuming that all goes well, this could continue this momentum and ultimately break through with an earnings report like that. But then you ask yourself, is it still looped up in the software sell-off? What if the market turns like it's turning today a bit? I mean, it's not, obviously the trend is still bullish on SPY and the Qs, but what if we get some more downside in the overall market? Let's say another couple days of red, right? Does that drag it down a bit further? There are a lot of questions here, short-term concerns and, mid-term concerns. Long-term, this company is going to be fine, but it's in some short-term turmoil here. And let's see how they navigate the call. Let's see how they do that, guys. We can see, still seeing some resistance at about 150, 149. Now we're actually down to 146 in the aftermarket, so we're slipping a little bit closer to where we close. We're still up a little bit in the aftermarket, but if this thing starts to really dump, let's say during the earnings call, under, let's say 140, that would not be ideal. That would be a continuation of this downtrend, if you will. And if you're a bull, you need to see it take out 150, 55, 160. And my alert's at 160. I might as well put one at 150 as well. Let me do that right now. And yeah, man, keep your eyes on Palantir here. It's at a critical point, and I think we could be getting that breakout in due time based on those numbers. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And by the way, we had a red day in the stock market, and Palantir ran up into the report 1.4%. So pretty good day for Palantir into the report, as the market did not do well. Although there were a lot of stocks that did well, like the crypto names we mentioned earlier, Circle, Nebius had a great day, Micron, Robinhood, 4% green day there, booyah, baby. Amazon had a 1.4% day, so pretty good day. Actually, I know my portfolio was up today. Amazon had a green day, my biggest stock. Robinhood, I just bought a decent chunk there, also up. Right, Micron, I sold a little too early. I got to be honest. I didn't enjoy the gains for Micron today. But don't worry, if this thing dips again, which it might not, right? But I'm back in. Either way, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Quick video, not too much, I guess, not too in detail, but it is what it is. I'm on a time crunch. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join that Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates and my private Discord. Check it out. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And no coffee for this video. We got the water, but cheers. I appreciate all you guys. As always, I'll see you in the next one.